Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our team builder for the TBL Season 6. Now this is really interesting, really exciting, really terrifying. So this week we are versing Zeph with the Ammanford Coalossals, at least I hope I've said that correctly. Yeah, this team is versing my team, very scary. We have got the wrong team on there. We've got a very wrong team. We've got the Week 4 team there, I think it was. I need the Week 5 team, which is right here. So, yeah, this week we are going up against a Thunderous Eye, which, considering I don't have any stab, rock, or ice type attacks, that's very scary. Mimikyu, which can be kind of scary. It can hit Dragonite really hard, Azelf, and also Spiritomb pretty hard as well. Swampert is a pain in the backside. I haven't brought any stab grass type with me this week. We've got Gyarados, which honestly is a massive concern. If this thing is scarfed, it can hit me really hard. If it's scarfed, it can definitely hit me really hard. I'm predicting it to probably be Life Orb, possibly even Ockerberry, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on what that's necessarily going to be. It normally is like Life Orb or Choice Banded, so that's kind of what I predicted from it if it comes. Orbital, which again could be potentially scary, obviously setting up things like screens and sticky webs is a possibility, although only one of my mons that has speed investment kind of worries about the sticky webs. Absol, not too scared of the Absol, honestly. It can hit Azelf, but I didn't realise it was so slow. I thought it was really fast, but it's only base 75 speed, so it's not really a big concern. Gyarados can be one of two things, both of which can be very scary and put me in bad situations. Obviously the defensive Intimidate variant could definitely come. In fact, with Excadrill and Dragonite both being really powerful physical users, I could definitely see that coming. I could also see a Dragon Dance version coming. I definitely think that could be a possibility. That's really scary. As well, if that gets set up, it could definitely be a problem. Regirock, again, is kind of a problem for this team. It is the reason why I made a last-minute substitute to my team this morning. But yeah, Regirock can be a problem. It can hit me really hard with Body Press, for example. If it's physically invested, then yes, it can just kind of tear through my team relatively easily. It can't really one-hit KO many of my team, but it can hit pretty hard. We've got Drampa, which again could be a little bit scary, honestly, and then Cinderace, which again could be a problem if I don't have the right solutions alive for it. So this team can be very scary. We're gonna jump in because I haven't got too long. I've got half an hour before the match starts, so we're just gonna jump in and we're gonna talk through each set. So Rotom Wash, really good matchup here. Rindoberry, because Gyarados gets Power Whip. I wouldn't be surprised if that Power Whip comes specifically on Gyarados to deal with Rotom Wash, because otherwise Rotom Wash can just flat out wall it. And it was, I want to actually thank Gold for this one, because he mentioned it in the power rankings. He mentioned it now gets Power Whip, and I kind of thought, oh, Rotom Wash was kind of my switch on that, and now I've obviously got that Rindoberry on there, and Rindoberry obviously halves the attack power of the grass type attack, so that should be fine. We have got Hydropump, powerful water type attack. It hits things like the Regirock. I think it's a 2-hit KO on the Regirock, annoyingly. But it hits the Cinderace for super effective damage. I think it flat out takes it out. It hits the Thunderous for like 50-60% damage, unless it's not, if it's not bulky. Mimikyu, it hits relatively okay. Swampert, it can hit somewhat okay. Swampert can't do too much to Rotom Wash either, so it's quite a solid switch in on it. Gyarados can hit me quite hard, but at the same time, I can also hit him quite hard in return, so swings and roundabouts. Orbital could potentially be a little bit of a problem, but I can again hit it. And Absol, again, I've probably underestimated Absol, but I honestly don't think Absol can hit me too hard because I have got some defensive bulk as well. So yeah, I went for the Hydropump Thunderbolt Volt Switch just to get me out of there in different situations. And then Pain Split. I think Pain Split was, I was debating Pain Split or Will-O-Wisp or Toxic on this thing, and or Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave, I thought no. Honestly. The only mon that there's only 2 mons that I'd really want to Thunder Wave in the first place, or maybe 3 if we get the Gyarados, but honestly, even a +1 Gyarados from a Dragon Dance, I can live with the Rindoberry, and then hit it with Thunderbolt, so I'd switch something in on there. If it's Moxie, then could be a problem, potentially, but we'll get around that if we need to get around it. Yeah, so Pain Split I decided to go for to get my health back if I do need to get it back for any reason, because there might be some situation that I do need to get my health back on. EVs, as I said, I've got some defensive investment that allows me to kind of live the first Power Whip hit quite nicely, and then I've just got some special attack investment just to increase the output on those different Pokemon. It hopefully hits a little bit harder on some of those different Pokemon. Moving on to Excadrill. Now Excadrill, I was unsure how to run this. I kind of wanted Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Iron Head on here, but I also wanted the ability to increase my speed and set a Swords Dance up. Because if I can get a Swords Dance Rapid Spin up, then I think I flat out take out everything with this set. I think. It does rely on me not missing a Rock Slide though. So that's potentially something. And also I put Life Orb on here. Not 100% convinced with the Life Orb. I could have gone Leftovers or something along those lines, but I wasn't really sure. Mold Breaker, I did consider going for Sandstorm on another Pokemon, but I just couldn't fit it in. I was really stuck this week with having either 5 Moose Syndrome or I needed 7 Pokemon on my team rather than 6. And I just kind of decided that Mold Breaker and then with the Rapid Spin Swords Dance works slightly better. I was trying to get a Sandstorm Sandrush version. That was what I was trying to get, but unfortunately I didn't quite work that out. Yeah, we've got Life Orb on here, increasing up our power output just a little bit in case I can't set up a Swords Dance, for example. If I can just set up a Rapid Spin, I can still hit things really hard. The Rock Slide just flat out takes out the Thunderous. I think even if it has significant investment in its defenses, I think it just flat out takes it out. Mimikyu probably doesn't really want to be in against an Excadrill, to be honest. It probably doesn't, because obviously there's the risk of me running Iron Head. I'm not running Iron Head, but definitely a kind of bluff that I'd go for. Swampert is potentially going to be a big pain. It is slower than me, definitely, unless it's Scarfed, which I honestly am not expecting it to be Scarfed. But I think a +2 Earthquake will do enough damage. Durant, I think +2 Earthquake is a lot of damage, or I can't actually remember, but I know if I can get some things sorted out, it should be fine. Rock Slide on the Orbeetle. Absol hasn't got the best defenses, so it goes down. Gyarados, a +2 Rock Slide, I think takes it out. I think it does like 63 damage normally. Obviously, if it's Intimidate, that could be a problem, but I can then switch in. I've got 4 special users this week, so that's fine. Regirock at +2, I can flat out take out with Earthquake, and with the investments that I've got in it, I can live a Body Press. If it is attack invested, if it's defense invested, I can't, so I do need to think about that with the Regirock. Dramper can hit me with Flamethrower, but I can hit it quite nicely with an Earthquake, and then Cinderace, it does outspeed me, but if I've got the Rapid Spin, unless it's Scarf, which there's no point in it being Scarf really, unless it's specifically for like the drill, then it should be fine theoretically on there. Not much more to say on this. As I said, I've got defense investment to live from the Regirock potentially, with the Body Press, and also if anything else wants to just throw anything weird my way. I do need to be very cautious of Thunderous having the Focus Blast, because that could definitely hit me. That takes me out. It flat out takes me out with the investment I've got if it's a max special attack variant. I think that was even without the plus special attack nature. But what I can do is, if I get in a scenario where I think it's going to use Thunderbolt, so it comes in, I think it's going to use Thunderbolt, I go into Excadrill, and then I'll go into Spiritomb to scout that out if it's got the Focus Blast. If not, Spiritomb should be able to eat up a Thunderbolt relatively okay. Not amazingly, but relatively okay. So on here, third one, we've got Spiritomb, Infiltrator in case he tries to go for any sub-shenanigans. I have got Calm Mind and Will-O-Wisp. I'm really liking this combination. I think being able to burn a lot of his Pokemon, so like the Mimikyu, the Swampert, the Durant, the Gyarados, in the Regirock, lots of Pokemon that I can definitely burn, which will not appreciate that, so definitely going to try and get that off. Calm Mind, if I can get like 2 Calm Minds set up, I can pretty much decimate anything on this team. I just need Mimikyu to go down. I need Mimikyu to either not come or go down before I can get Spiritomb in, so it can do a lot of work. That is my switch in for a lot of different Pokemon, honestly, because it can just take hits. I did originally have Rapidash here. In fact, no, I originally had Spiritomb here, and then I changed it to Rapidash, and then I changed it back to Spiritomb, because Rapidash does put work in here, but the main reason I needed it was for the Durant. And the Durant, or Durant, however you say it, was just, it was too fast. It was fast, and I needed to give it my Rapidash some weird investments to be able to live the a Stomping Tantrum from it, and it just wasn't really working out properly. And I also needed more moves on Rapidash than I had. so it didn't really work. Spiritomb, I did consider going for a second move over the Pain Split. In fact, originally I did have a second move. I originally had, I think, Shockwave, and then I changed it to Shadow Ball to hit the Absol, but I think even then it doesn't hit the Absol very well. So I considered going for that, but then I thought Pain Split might work better, just because then I can live some more hits and it's going to give me some of that heal ability, hopefully. Especially if I've got those Will-O-Wisp Calm Minds going off. I do want to have some form of living with that. And then investment is just maximum defense. Like, it's defensive as it can be. Hopefully I can set up a Calm Mind or two and just get it really bulky, Pain Split when I need to, and then hopefully it can put in a lot of work this week. Whether that be just little bits of damage here and there, or whether it comes in late game and sweeps. But I think Spiritomb is definitely going to be helpful. Also, you've got Prankster Thundurus. If Thundurus comes in, I kind of do just want to switch straight into Spiritomb. And in case it goes for a Nasty Plot, because I do absorb that Nasty Plot with the Prankster. So, well, not absorb it, I get rid of it. So that could be something there. Moving on to the Alcremie. The Alcremie is, again, something that can really put in some work here as soon as the Durant has gone down. So if the Durant doesn't come or if it's gone down, then Alcremie can actually put in quite a bit of work. I do have a bit of problem with Regirock, but I have put Giga Drain on there, and I think Giga Drain should be enough to be able to deal with it somewhat, hopefully. But yeah, we've got leftovers, a little bit of recovery each turn, Calm Mind, set up my special attack and my special defense. If I can do that, then after the Durant's gone down, then nothing can really do too much to me. I don't think anything, unless it's like specifically specs or something, or very strange investments or strange items, my recover should be able to recover off more or less anything that I get hit by, except for a Regirock with Stone Edge, which that does like 70% or something, so I'd have to use Giga Drain at that point. But hopefully that should work. We've got Dazzling Gleam just to hit a variety of different things here. Mimikyu could be a little bit annoying here, but I think ultimately I would be able to deal with it, especially if it's burnt. And yeah, so the only thing that I'm really concerned with on the Alcremie with the Duran, or possibly a setting up Gyarados, that could definitely be a problem there as well. But other than that, I think most things, maybe the Cinderace could be a problem, but most other things are relatively fine. And moving on to the Dragonite, we have got Dragonite, I've got Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Fire Punch. This will work really nicely if he goes for the sticky webs, because it's not going to affect me because I'm flying, unless he's running Gravity, which would be a really cool move. Really cool strat there. Got him Heavy Duty Boots in case he goes for the Stealth Rocks, because he has got Regirock, and I think that is the main function of the Regirock. Dragon Dance hopefully gets me to +1, and +1, if I've got chip damage on certain things, can definitely cause me to sweep. Like I outspeed everything that's not Scarfed. Dragon Claw hits really hard on the majority of Pokemon. I think Earthquake at +1, I think, can flat out take out Mimikyu. Obviously, it does have Disguise, so I do need to be very cautious when it comes to that. But I think as soon as the Mimikyu's down, I think Dragonite is relatively okay. Regirock is still a bit of a concern, but if I've got a Dragon Dance set up already, then I can just hit 2 Earthquakes and it should definitely be gone down. Fire Punch is there just for coverage as well. It hits the Durant and the Orbeetle. The Durant was one of my biggest concerns with this team. I think it could definitely go through me if I don't take it seriously. And then, yeah, just speed investments to outspeed everything at +1. I think I also outspeed... can't remember what I outspeed the Absol naturally with my speed as well. So that was the thought process there. Yeah. And finally, Azelf. Azelf is the fastest Pokemon on my team this week. I did consider running Scarfs on a couple of Pokemon, but then I thought, no, I don't want to do that. And honestly, this thing just hits quite hard on the majority of Pokemon. I think the only one I don't really want to have Azelf out against is the Cinderace, potentially, and even then, it's not the worst thing in the world. And also Absol. Psycho Punch Absol could be a problem when it comes to this set, but I've got Psychic that hits the majority of these Pokemon, Energy Ball to hit the Swampert, Thunderbolt to hit the Gyarados, and Flamethrower that hits the Durant and the Orbeetle, and the rest of the things should hopefully be hit by something, and it should be relatively okay. So that was kind of my thought process there. Expert Belt just to give me a little bit more damage, because I have got super effective moves on a lot of Pokemon here. I did consider Specs, but I didn't want to go in Specs, because I felt that was just a little bit too risky. In this case, it was a little bit too risky to just get locked into a move when he could switch into something else, and then I can switch it up, because the only thing that outspeeds me that isn't Scarfed is the Cinderace. So yeah, that should hopefully be okay. Eevees to outspeed the Thunderous Incarnate. That is the second fastest thing on his team, with Cinderace being the fastest. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process there. Hopefully this works. Well, as I said, this isn't the best matchup for me, honestly. It's quite difficult to plan for both a Gyarados and a Mimikyu and the Thunderous Incarnate with my team, because I don't have that Rock type stab. I don't have a really solid Grass type Pokemon. I don't have an Ice type stab either, which kind of makes it a bit more difficult for me to plan this out. But I've tried my best. We're going to see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments. Honestly, I'm just going to play as I play and see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna let you have a good day. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. It would really help me out, and I really appreciate it. But anyways, that is all for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.